you've, been fairly vocal in the past about, criticism of the Labour leadership. Should he look to his laurels, do you think?
Over the last 18 months, I've said precisely what I think about the Labour leadership. I think there's a period now, over the summer, when we will see how the opinion polls settle, see what happens, but I'm always focused on, one, how in my seat, and two, how well the Labour Party does in the election. And you cannot take out of the consideration you can't take out of that equation the consideration of the position of the leader of the party. And I'm sure he thinks about it all the time. How do I get the party past 30% in the opinion polls? How do I get out of this? And there comes a time, if he can't, then he will have to, the party will have to consider his position. I always say, I hope he...
He has said, though, he is not going.
Well, and I suspect he will fight the next election, but politics is a business that changes by the day, and there are about 350, 360 Labour members of Parliament. They all have to consider their own seats.
Is the general feeling on the backbenches positive towards Gordon Brown, you think?
No.
It wasn't. There was the famous meeting, wasn't there, in committee room about it recently?
No, it's not, because a lot of MPs feel that they're going to lose their seat. Some are sitting tight and hoping it gets better. The real difficulty in people who've had the same view of me, that there should have been a challenge for the leadership, is that challenger hasn't emerged. And without that challenger, I think those of us who think we could do better than we're doing at the moment are in a difficult position. Okay. So watch this space.
Let's bring things closer to home. We were reporting there that Manchester's going to be twinned with Los Angeles. You were sitting here with a wry smile on your face while Richard Leese was speaking. Yeah. What are your thoughts? Good for the region at all? Good for Manchester, or just a PR stunt?
I've not thought about it. Connections, trade with Los Angeles. Not that long ago, there was a flight between Manchester and Los Angeles. That flight was always full. Yeah. So there are trade links. The fact that we'd got that flight here meant that there was investment came from Los Angeles. So trade contacts where councils, the local political leadership can help business bring jobs to this city, it's always a good thing.
So they do genuinely do good things, because people see these as, this is great jollies for politicians to swan around the world, but there are benefits for the region and everybody there.
There are genuine benefits. If you walk across the city centre, the Bank of New York's there. It's moved to Manchester, it's brought a lot of jobs. If people like Richard Leese and Howard Bernstein hadn't got off their butts and gone over to New York and persuaded people to come here, then those jobs wouldn't exist. So there is a real role for local authorities to bring jobs to Manchester.
Praise indeed. On a more sombre note, Joseph Etchell's body comes back, Mosley lad. So it brings people's attention very focused onto the Afghanistan war again. 191. Is it time to come out, Graham?
Really difficult question. I voted against the Iraq war. Yeah, no. I was always, initially in Afghanistan, I thought it was very sensible for British and American troops to go in and try and get bin Laden. He'd killed a lot of British people as well as Americans and other people in the Twin Towers. What concerns me is that I'm not quite clear what the objectives are anymore. Getting bin Laden was very clear.
But he's moved. He's in Pakistan now, they say.
After 8 years or whatever it is, we haven't got him. Now we're told that we've got to keep Pakistan stable. That's a good objective. We've got to try and promote democracy in Afghanistan. That's a good objective. But they're very sort of nebulous and diffuse objectives. And I think when we get back to the Commons and over the summer, we need a debate really about what the real objectives are and what are measures of success and failure. So I've not answered your question, should we get out? Because I don't know. What we need to do is say, really, what are our objectives, what's success and failure, and judge that.
It's a first when you hear a politician openly admit that they haven't answered the question, Graham. So for that, if nothing else, thank you.